Rolling.
Hello everybody on YouTube, it's Rawze from Rawze.com. I'm no good at making YouTube videos, but I can work on an engine with somebody I got off the forum.
Yep.
This is Newsom from the forum. His engine's running rough. He's getting 7 and 8 miles to the gallon with his truck. I mean, he's doing really well, driving 60. But the engine's just running a little rough, you know, and he just want to find out what it might be. So we did an injector leak down test. You know, I don't know if you can see this. You know, we got the little cup of water like our injector leak down test video. I've got a video on that, by the way. You can look that up on my channel on YouTube, how to do an injector leak down test. We did the first, the front side, which is the first 3 injectors on the engine, and we turned the motor over and over and over and over and over, and we didn't get any air bubbles at all. But on the back side, we got it on the back metering, where the back metering actuator goes, for the back 3 injectors, which, you know, it's a ProStar, so we're going to have fun getting to those. And we turned over and over and over, and we get a lot of air bubbles. It's probably, you know, injector 5 or 6, I would guess. You know, we'll figure it out in a minute here. But he's got a bad injector, and everybody's been wanting me to make a video on how to replace an injector. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not Cummins. I'm not a professional shop. I'm a guy in my yard, shade tree mechanic. But I'll show how I do it. Maybe it's a little different from the procedures. Maybe it's not. I do follow the book. I do try to do things right, only the right way. And we're going to replace an injector today, I guess.
Yeah, I'm up to it.
Change an injector out. So everybody's been wanting me to make a video on that. You know, we'll do the whole thing, start to finish, and I'll even show how to put it back in. How about that? That's most of my videos. I take something apart and I say, well, watch it, play it backwards and see how to get it back. So we'll do the whole thing. Anyways, let's crank it so that everybody can see that this, you know, you want to zoom in on that a little bit. We'll crank it over, and I'm going to have to hold this up because it's going to vibrate real bad. So go ahead and zoom. You don't have to, you know, just zoom in on that. Turn it over real good, and we'll see that leaky injector.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead. There we go. That injector. So, the next step in this process, this is as far as we've gotten, is just testing this. The next step in the process is going to be to mark the crankshaft damper A, B, and C really well, and then turn the engine by hand, called barring the motor. The same way we do it for an overhead adjustment. And then we'll bar it by hand, and we'll see if we can, when we turn it by hand, where the, you know, where the level drops. And then we'll determine which injector this actually is. It looks like one injector. It's doing it really steady. You know, if it was, you know, going like this as it turned over, it would probably be more than one. But it's just, it's a solid single, you know, step. So that tells me it's probably just one injector. Anyways, let's get this thing apart. Let's set it up to bar the motor and find out which injector it is. And we'll come back.
Rolling.
All right, now we're going to bar the motor to find out which injector it is. We think it's between what, A and B?
Yes.
Did this once. Let's see if we can catch it on the video here. I made a little red tube here, a little tiny red tube, because it was sort of hard to see in this one here. So maybe we'll catch it with this little tiny small.
Yeah,
thing.
because I guess the leak is just
The
a tiny
leak is
bit.
a small one, yeah.
It's very small, so we need to catch it with a thinner.
All right, let's see what we get between A and B.
All right. All right, now I'm at A.
Yeah.
Between A and B. Past B.
Oh, so we're gonna have to go around again.
Past C. In compressor. Past
There it
Bubble,
is.
bubble.
That was
B.
between A
3
and B?
bubbles.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I gave you a bunch of bubbles just then.
Quack, quack.
Your bubbles. Where you at?
Past
Coming
B.
up on B? Yeah.
Past B.
Between A and B.
Between A and B.
Yeah. A lot of bubbles between A and B.
You go to instruction and it says.
So, between A and B, on the back side, is injector number 4. That's the back side, the back 3. And if it was on the front side, we have the plate. Can you look at that? We have the plate on the back metering actuator. That's injector 4, 5, and 6. This would be injector 1, 2, and 3. So we know we're on 4, 5, and 6. So A and B is going to be number 4. So we know we have bad injector number 4. So let's remove an injector.
Yep.
Cut.